Hey, folks, Dukect team here once again, ladies and gentlemen, back here in the Dukect Lounge. How are you doing? Once again, everyone here live here on TalkShoe.com. Also, your first time we're on Blip TV. And I'm going to say this, it's going to be a very good episode here for you. Once again, if you want to be here live, once again, the number to call, ladies and gentlemen, to dial in is 724-444-7444. Once again, to dial in, the live is 724-444-7444. And the call ID to connect to me, Dukect, is 92417. Once again, it is 92417. Also, if you're listening for the live show, and remember, a live show comes on every Friday night. As again, it's going to come back once again next week. Next Friday night, we'll be talking about the Royal Rumble. I want you to be there live as well, live and direct, talking about the Dukect Lounge. And I want to say thank you for joining this great. Thank you for listening and participating and such. So anyway, but today we're going to be talking something that has happened recently. And it happened, something that was really interesting has happened. Evan Bourne, the former WWE Undisputed Tag Team Champion, along with Kofi Kingston, has been suspended yet again. I am not making this up. He has been suspended again. Folks, this really, in my personal opinion, shows that Evan Bourne, this is my little rant here, is how this could happen to Evan Bourne. Someone who is shooting himself so much in the foot because he has so many people in the backstage backing him. He has not only John Cena, but supposedly even Stephanie McMahon likes him. And instead of someone like him possibly being, in the U.S. Championship picture and everything else, he keeps screwing himself over with stuff like this. And not only this, these other situations and such, not only getting caught at a minimum 2-week period. He was recently just suspended. In November, no less. He was suspended, but at least he was tag team champion. But then again, while he was suspended, mind you, he was talking, really dismissing R-Truth, saying the reason why R-Truth got suspended and talking trash about the WWE, giving, all this other type of dirt. And all this, and he still was the tag team champion. They must have really got high on him, so to speak. And now, with the more information I found out, the more stuff I know about this whole thing, I was going to come a break or something. I said, something must have happened. Maybe he started paying him. But yeah, it's marijuana, supposedly, and such. It's a shame. And I know I'm not turning this to legal or illegal debate about marijuana and everything else. It's not about that. It's about going to your job and performing your best ability and following your job's the rules. I know alcohol, people, and everything else. I doubt the WWE says, you can't show up to work drunk as everything else, drunk as hell or what have you in the ring or what have you. Someone's like Stone Cold right there. I was like, oh, he's drunk, but no, I guarantee you he's probably at least somewhat sober, at least continent to the point that he cannot injure or hurt anyone else, in the ring, what have you. But I think they probably have a really like very strict structure in the WWE. Not go out do like a type of drugs or have you while being legal, illegal. Probably like say more lax on say cigarettes or alcohol or what have you. Like I said, they're probably more lax on everything else alcohol. But they're probably a lot more stronger on like marijuana. I mean, I probably maybe they're lax on marijuana. I don't know. But I think they realize that while it is marijuana is not the worst thing to happen to you, it's still an illegal substance in the United States. In fact, most of the world. And until that is changed or what have you, and everything else, you shouldn't do it. It's against the law. And even if it was illegal, legalized, I think it would take. It wouldn't be starts puffing up. I mean, when it turns when the marijuana becomes legal, when marijuana becomes legal, okay, maybe you could do those things, but for right now, at this moment of time, you know, it's illegal. You can't do it. And if you have these problems, you should at least try to get that help. And I'm hopeful that Evan Bourne goes to the rehab and gets off of it and becomes a better performer and actually change. Like, wow, I actually realize I'm screwing up. And unlike and be, somewhat of a, personally, not fall into the same trap of, say, Brian Kendrick, who, well, everyone loved Brian Kendrick. Well, he's getting de-pushed. Like, why is there? He was great now. And you saw why. He was addicted to the marijuana. He never stopped. They wanted him to stop. They said, we keep doing this, man. What are you doing? We love you. We want you to do better. But, yeah, he did not want to take, he did not want to get the help he needed. And now he's in TNA doing that stupid little gimmicks he has. It's all him. Yeah, him smoking marijuana all at once and becoming more and more irrelevant. I think even TNA sees that point right now. Have you seen Kendrick at all? And his whole crazy gimmicks and everything else? No. I guarantee you his habit has gone to his um his whole work ethic and everything else. And I'm not really a fan of TNA these days, and I'll probably get to that later on to the show. But when um you have problem when you have when you have a substance that is illegal that everyone, I mean, it's an illegal substance. Well, regardless of how it's there, but it's there. It's a legal substance, and he keeps doing it, outing people who are already on it and doing, and not only doing it, but even after you suspend him, he still does it, and now that outs another coworker, as well as an R-Truth, and still gets suspended or what have you for 60 days now. Evan Bourne's gone for 60 days. That's why Epico and Primo won the tag team titles, and the tag team title scene is dead, and Boom looks like it's going to be dead. And I really am pissed off not only at Evan Bourne, but what about Kofi Kingston? This guy who really does his good work. I mean, the Kofi Kingston should be main eventing at this point. No, I know this is my personal opinion, but he's been languishing in mid card hell for way too long, in my personal opinion. Winning mid card belt after mid card belt. To me, he should have won the Money in the Bank this year, not Alberto Del Rio. To me, Alberto Del Rio does not need to be neither win the championship as well they did with him. I mean, Kofi Kingston should be at that next tier. Him and Dolph Ziggler and all those other guys and everything else should be at the main event level. I mean, get rid of all the old guys, Get rid of people like, say, Big Show. Get rid of guys like Big Show, Kane, Mark Henry, all those guys. It's time to clean house. And the WWE hopefully realized that. I mean, they're realizing that right now. I mean, realize that Show, I mean, he got hurt. Like, his back got injured during a house show. Maybe it was after a SmackDown dark match or what have you, and his back was hurt. And these guys are not These guys' time is finite. They really are finite, and you need to start pushing these guys. I mean, as much as I love, um, like Big Show, Kane, Mark Henry, see, The Undertaker, or what have you. I love these guys, but it's time for them to move on. I mean, they need to move on for only for their sake, for the sake of the company, to move on and move these guys up. I put Rey Mysterio on that list too. As much as I like Rey Mysterio, dudes has all these knee surgeries. I don't think he's that dependable. So I think he needs one more run, probably a mattressing card, you know, and everything else, and then get him out of the side and get some new young talent, new and good talent that actually can be pushed as main event and actually believable main events. As much as they need new stars, and they need marketable new stars. They need people that people can this generation can connect to. You can't connect to people who are young guys can't younger fans can't connect to the people like to the big South. No, they're already there. I mean they're there. They need to be in there fading away to the background, not to be pushed in the main events and such. They need to be. They really need to go and get guys like that an opportunity. But anyway, back to my main point. Evan Bourne screwed the pooch royally. He screwed it so bad that honestly, Kofi Kingston's going to hit the blow. A lot of people are going to get hurt by this. I think the tag team division is going to get really hurt by this. In fact, at this point, I would just throw the division away to no one's really going to care about this anymore. I don't care about the tag team division anymore. And, Aaron Boone was trying to bring some life into it. Kofi Kingston's doing all the best he can, but when you have one person, one guy they actually were trying to promote, and everything else is feel-good tag team, and he keeps slipping up. He keeps screwing up like this. You got to wonder. And maybe it's time to let Evan Bourne go. And you know what? Maybe this might be the kick in the ass he needs to finally get himself better. I hope so. Because I do not want to have any more of these stupid ass I don't want any more of these stupid ass drug addicts, wrestlers and such, like Evan Bourne and everything else. I'm putting them in that category. I'm putting them right next to the Jeff Hardys in the world until he prove any better. I don't care. I mean, I may not. Maybe it's a little too harsh. Maybe I am a little too harsh at this, but I don't want him to be put in the WWE. I don't think WWE wants to be put in that same situation where you have a person who has this problem, and instead of seeking help, he keeps doing at it and everything else. And I hope he goes into the rehab. I hope he gets better. And I hope this is the last time we hear about Evan Bourne getting suspended. Because if he is, and he does have this problem, then you know what, man? It's time to cut him loose. And if he's not even trying to do anything else, and he puts you in a situation, what happened at Victory Road, TNA Victory Road, 9-10 months ago, if that happens in WWE, and it's coming to people like Evan Bourne or what have you, if Evan Bourne puts you in that situation, it's best to cut now. It's best to cut now than wait, until that situation happens. Because if you don't, and if you don't put this thing down, you don't put this situation where it needs to be. If you put this if you delay it, trust me, it's going to get worse before it gets better. Unless Evan Bourne is going to get the help he needs, then you know what? I think it's time to cut him loose. Anyway, that's all I have to say about the whole Evan Bourne saga. Next up, I'm going to be talking about the new United States champion, the man with the swag, Jack Swagger. And I missed that Sworn Eagle. He should have had the Sworn Eagle when he got that belt. Anyway, I'll be right back listening to this here on the Dukect Lounge. Here you go with another OCReMix song, Super Mario Brothers to Gypsy Jazz. Hit it! And you'll be right back right after this. Hey, we are back, ladies and gentlemen, here on the Dukect Lounge. Once again, the phone number, if you're here live, it is 724-444-7444. Once again, the number is 724-444-7444. And the call ID to connect to me, Dukect, 92417. The call ID to once again is 92417. Also, if you're here in the live show, there's also a chat option. Remember, a chat room right here. You can talk to me. If you don't have to call, there's a chat right here for you. Don't worry. It's nice. It's cool. Everything else, chat your questions, comments, whatever, here live on the Dukect Lounge. If you're not hearing this live, remember we are live here every Friday night, barring everything else, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Every Friday night, 6 p.m. Eastern Time on TalkShoe.com. And hopefully you will join me, if you're not here live already, here on the Dukect Lounge. Anyway, let's get on to my next one. The next person, the next guy I'm going to be talking about. Yes, sir, I'm going to be talking about the man who just beat the Woo 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 Kid this past Monday night. Yes, I'm talking about the man who was formerly the World Heavyweight Champion. I'm going to be talking about the new United States Champion, the All-American, American Jack Swagger. Oh, yeah. Yes, you know, Jack Swagger is one of the best talents in WWE. I mean, the guy, you may make fun of the way he speaks or his whole stuttering and everything else, but when he gets into the ring, he owns you, man. It hasn't been looking at that lately, and I'll get to that later, but seriously, the guy is like, what, 6'4" or 5 or something? Dude, and he's actually really very good mat wrestler. Seriously, I think his best run ever as a champion was his ECW run. Dude was good, and it just, honestly, you believe the guy. Actually, you make fun of him, but in the end, he was good. He was really good, especially him and Christian. This guy was really good in the ring, very good in the ring. But anyway, Jack Swagger, United States Champion. As much like I said, he is great in the ring, and probably someone who's really good, someone who can actually be a pillar. I truly think he could be a pillar of the WWE for years to come. But I have to say this, to be honest with you. The dude shouldn't have won the U.S. Championship. And the main reason why is that he wasn't even remotely built up to it. And that's the real problem with the titles these days, is that there's no real built up to them. I mean, and that's something that's been going on with WWE since, I don't know, since maybe the holdover after the Attitude Era or something. Maybe it started maybe on late 2000, 05, 06. But it really bugs me that a guy, and it happened last year with Sheamus too, guy went on a losing streak, a complete losing streak, and somehow got the authority to put himself in a match for the United States Championship or what have you. That does not make any sense to me. That really does not make any sense to me whatsoever. How someone can actually lose, and then win the U.S. Championship match? Yep, he's great. He's the title. He gets the championship match. Same thing with Jack Swagger. And it's even worse with Jack Swagger because correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, if you can, what have you. Didn't he lose to Zack Ryder in 2 minutes, like a couple months ago? He lost. He got hit with a Rough Rider, and like he started beating up, and then actually got hit with a Rough Rider and lost in 2 minutes flat. And I'm like, this guy, really? This guy really is a? I'm like, this guy's a threat. And to paraphrase the Miz, really, 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 this guy is a threat. This guy is not even close to a threat. I mean, he has not been winning any type of matches that are close to a top contender for the United States Championship. Hell, Brodus Clay is more of a contender for the U.S. Championship than Jack Swagger. Seriously, he has 2 victories, and before Swagger, I mean, seriously, he recently lost Albert Berkeley to the WWE Champion. I know he did well in the match, a very good match, but come on. This is not, repeat, this is not how you book a champion. This is not how you book a person who is getting for the belt. You have him lose to the point that no one believes in him anymore. I mean, I know WWE's like any given night, like anything can happen, but you need someone to go on wins and looking strong. How Sheamus has been winning since, I don't know, after SummerSlam, and he hasn't won a title. Sheamus is more qualified for the U.S. Championship. You know, he's been winning. In fact, maybe Randy Orton. Orton is more, before he got hurt, was a contender. Wade Barrett was a more contender. Santino Marella is more of a contender. These guys, when you win, it matters. I'm sorry. You can't put people who are just like, oh, he antagonized him for 1 week. Put him in the United States Championship match. Brilliant. Wouldn't it have been better if it said if you beat him, you get a number 1 contendership shot for the title, or I don't know, a number 1 contendership match? Yeah, right there. How about okay? We pick the top 3 guys, and the winner of the show that match becomes the number 1 contender for the championship. In fact, you could actually say, here's a couple matches. Jack Swagger, you haven't been on the win spot. Here's what I could do for you. I could put you in this match. If you win this match, you will be entered into a triple threat match with a number 1 contendership for the United States Championship. And if you beat, say, who do you need to beat? Let's see. A random guy. If you beat Sheamus, you will become. If you beat Sheamus, you will become a part of this triple threat match for the United States Championship. Number 1 contendership or something like that. Say okay, and then somehow thanks to Jinder Mahal or what have you, Jinder Mahal or Wade Barrett or whatever, Sheamus loses a match, and he gets his chance to compete for the number 1 contendership match, a triple threat match, and there you go. At least he has some rings of victories. Have him beat all these guys in that Royal Rumble, bam. Have him actually compete against Zack Ryder and have him win. There. Would have been great. I think it would have been, it's not perfect, but I think it would have been a lot better than what we got. Instead, we had Zack Ryder basically just use, basically, the U.S. belt is basically a plot device. You're just moving the plot along. That's what it is. Zack Ryder lost the U.S. title. Then you have John Cena basically just beat the living daylights out of Jack Swagger for just basically making him look so weak, so pathetic that I can never look at him serious again. He had ample time to at least try to mount a defense against John Cena and then just look like a complete and utter bitch. And they say he bitched. Like I said, I made a tweet about this, and I'm going to look at this right now, and I think you will agree with this tweet when I tweeted out in the world. When I saw this the first time live and everything else, um, and all this good stuff. Let's see. Here it is. All right. Let's see. What tweets? Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Upload this YouTube. Upload everything else. Yes. Here they are. Here it is. Wow. From champ. Wow. It says well. Here it is. Wow. From champ to bitch in the same night. That's gotta be a new record. And I think it is. There it is. And I actually retweeted. I mean, I actually treated just to a real Xbox. So I said this, so I could be a focal point of the company if they booked them right. And I'm right. And actually, what Xbox said in his tweet, he said at the time, since Swagger is a great role player, he needs to be dressed up with a good mouthpiece, a manager, man or woman. He has one in Vicky Guerrero. But honestly, Vicky's more concentrated on Dolph, and honestly, it's just amazing how someone can be, once again, it really is. It really pisses me off, again, it really does. It pisses me off, once again, the WWE doesn't really have any type of positive things. I mean, the WWE could be doing something great, but instead they just basically drop the ball on pushing these guys. They know how to. They keep shaming Strong, yet not Jack Swagger. I mean, why should I believe Jack Swagger and his victories and notes beating down Santino doesn't count? Same thing happened to Sheamus Championship one. All he did was beat up on Evan Bourne, and that's it. That was his matches. He fought Evan Bourne almost every week. The only time he faced someone in the upper mid card at that time was MVP, and that was very short match. And then when he faced Cena, DQ, Randy Orton, DQ, and Elimination Chamber, he lost. So again, the WWE is trying to, but they're doing it so much a bad way, so much of a complete and utter mishandling of how to build their young talent. There's a reason why no one's really paying it. I mean, they are paying attention to the guys to CM Punk and what have you, but they could do it. They can do it. They could actually build so much more. And honestly, because these guys are getting out. I mean, Orton's out. Big Show might be out. And there's a lot more. Sin Cara's out, and Del Rio's out. You need guys. You need people on that bench. You got guys on that bench, WWE. Start booking them right. Because if you don't book these guys right, they're not going to look that popular fans. I don't care how many times you put the Money in the Bank and put titles on them. It doesn't matter. If you start booking them right, the fans will come. The money will come. People will go to your shows, and people will be watching you. Go and watch your television and such. If they know how to book them right. But hey, I'm just a moron with a podcast, so who cares about what I think? So anyway, I'll be right back after this commercial break. I have to give me a drink of water. I'll be right back after this, and I'm going to be talking a little bit about TNA, and then I'm going to close out shop for the evening. Anyway, thank you very much for being here on the Duke City Lounge. I'll be right back right after this. Hey, folks, Gypsy here, back once again. And reminding you once again, for all the people who wants to join me, next Friday, I'm going to be talking about I'm going to do a WWE Royal Rumble preview, talking about the matches, all the good stuff, who's going to win, who's going to lose, and I want you, or what have you, what's your picks? And remember, leave them in the comments or what have you below if you can't make it live. If you can't make it live, chat room's going to be here. Also, if you are going to be here live, remember the phone number, as always, is 724-444-7444. Once again, the number is 724-444-7444, but the call ID to connect to me, Dukect, is 92417. Once again, the call ID is 92417. And once again, I've been waiting on WWE. Let me get on something on TNA. It's a good old Deer Park water. That's such good stuff. Anyway, total nonstop action. Now, I've been occasionally watching the show, and there are so many things some people say there's some things wrong, but there's some positive stuff. But the one thing that's always on my mind is that boggles me to this day, is the continued pushing of Jeff Hardy. I know. Jeff Hardy is forgiven. Jeff Hardy is, you can't push Jeff Hardy down forever. I mean, he can't be forgiven and what have you. And I believe in second chances. I do. I believe in second chances. You know, this is probably Jeff's, fifth or sixth chance? But you know what? I'm fine with him being still in the company. Problem is, he's still in the upper main event scene. He's still in the main event scene. He's still there. He's still there in the main event scene competing for the TNA title, which is wrong. And I know some people, and I have this sickening feeling that he's going to win the championship at Victory Road 2012, thus basically screwing over the story of Bobby Roode and James Storm, two guys who bust their ass, who did everything right, and instead you get this drug addict for whatever reason. And like I said, I believe in second chances. And if someone's going to come and blame me or do me wrong, what have you, say that I'm not, okay, fine. But you don't get someone who basically 9 or 10 months ago, who was basically so drugged up, who couldn't compete in the main event. You don't give him a title shot. But then again, this is the company this is the same company who sent him out there. You know what? Fine. If TNA wants to do that, it's their right as a company. I don't have any controlling stakes of it. I don't control them. And you know what? If they want to do it, if they want to embarrass themselves and basically piss on the rest of their fan base, then so be it. So be it. But you know what? I have the continued right to, in a free market and free society, or have you, I have the right to not only criticize, but also not to watch or give them any part of my money whatsoever. Heck, not even watch their pirated stuff. Which, by the way, no one watches this stuff anyway. I mean, they can't even the pirates don't even want to touch your stuff, TNA. Oh yeah, no one watches your stuff. Nobody. 8,000 buys, 8,000 buys. Anyway, as I swig of my Deer Park water, it looks like I'm about to head out. And the Duke's Lounge will be closing soon. Down the next 2 minutes, actually. But remember this: the Duke's Lounge will open today. Well, not today. Well, we reopen tomorrow. Not tomorrow. But, do it live. Do it live. F it. Let's do it live. Okay. All right. All right. The Duke's Lounge will be returning this. We'll be returning next Friday, talking the Royal Rumble, and after that, I will not only be talking. After that, that week, next week, the Dixon Lounge will be back once again, talking. Well, talking about the pay-per-views again, talking other wrestling, but also maybe a little bit of See what else we talk about the week after? Probably something to do with the NFL season, what have you. I might talk about the playoffs, the NFL, the whole NFC, the NFC champion versus the AFC champion fighting in some Super Bowl, what have you. I might be talking about that. But anyway, that's the next 2 weeks. For now, that is something that you, my people, you have to wait to see. But anyway, thank you very much for listening. If you're not listening live, you can listen here on my first time I put up some Blip TV. Also, by the way, folks, my MagFest 10 blog is coming after I finish this last panel. Then after the panel, I'm going to be doing my blog, and I'm going to put a nice little collage of videos and such together. I might do both, a blog and just looking at everything else, talking my great experiences and such. Just really it was really a great time, and I can't really duplicate what it was, but I'll just say it again about how great it was. If I can't do the vlog, I'll at least do the highlight video, and that sort of thing. Anyway, and also my Glory Bond interview will be up hopefully by Monday. Anyway, that's all I got to say here. Duke CT here. Peace and love. I will see y'all when I see y'all. Later. And take us out, OCReMix.